What's going on, guys? Sync-WaVey back again with some more GBO2. And yeah, I gotta thank you guys for getting me to 200 plus subscribers, man. Like, much appreciated, man. Thanks for the support, all the love, you know. Just continue liking my videos and the newcomers continue subscribing, bro. Like, I got a lot of knowledge that I can give you guys, man, that a lot of people don't really talk about. You know, they talk about more like the Gundam lore and like fell through. I watched fell through, man, as well. Like, obviously, very good commentator. I mean, he's literally the daddy. Like, right, he's like the daddy of all of us. So, Seraphic Zero is another guy, like, he's been doing this for a long time. Salty Walty, you know, that's my clan leader, man. He's been doing this for quite a while, man. Yeah, I'm the smallest out of these guys, but I like to go a little bit in depth with everything, you know, a little bit extra depth that you probably get from me. And yeah, I was in the Discord with Swift Zero and all that, and we was talking about um how strong Hambrabi is, but mainly his beam rifles on in mobile armor. Like, yeah, they shred, they do hunt like decent damage on supports. It's the same as Zeta Gundams, but they just shoot a lot more rapid, and they got better. Actually, now that I think of it, it's not actually got better fire rate. It's just it just shoots more rapid. Yeah, because they're both 15%. Um, is this these just shoot like really fast, and that's probably what people are looking at like, oh, like this thing is just nuts, and it's like, I mean, I'm not shooting it fast. I'm using it to apply stuns. As you can see, stunned him, came in the melee. Like, in that aspect, that is that's what makes it good for the Hambrabi. Why do I say this? Because the beat, and by the way, that's 150 cost. That's why there's so much. Like, didn't let all of his health in one shot. But there's a few newbies in there because of Stefan's on his alt account is D minus. I was like, yo, get that rank up, man. 'Cause I don't like playing with D minuses, man. Like, it's not even fair for these guys. You know, I don't take pride in fighting D minuses. He's just because of him, he's lucky, and then he gets disconnected because his internet is trash. But like, basically, the Hambrabi is a pure skill suit. Pure skill. Why I say this? Every other raid in the game can pretty much instant stun you. At 550 and up, every suit can pretty much instant stun you. This is the only suit that doesn't instant stun. It doesn't even it doesn't have any instant stun except you class the sea serpent as an instant stun, but it's a melee weapon. You know, the sea serpent is a melee weapon, so I don't class that as an instant stun weapon. It's a melee weapon that has really good range, kind of like a hyper hammer. Hyper hammer range, to be fair, when you do a neutral, that's pretty much how far it is. Maybe it's even slightly further, but I haven't measured it, so I'm not too sure about that. But it's got a really good range, like it's like super far. But fedayeen beam rifle requires you to charge it and abuse angles and cover, and look at this latency. But I just stand there for a second. I was like, why aren't you stunned? And then he just gets stunned. I was like, what? Like, what is this? Um, the sea serpent requires skill to use because you're gonna see in a bit, like you'll see the sea serpent is not reliable. It is not reliable. These are the only weapons on the suit that are reliable, and you have to be in mobile armor mode. Like every other weapon is not reliable. It really isn't. If you think about it, right? If I don't hit the sea serpent, I'm gonna get stunned by a general. I will get destroyed, right? If I don't have a fully charged beam rifle and like use my cover or use my maneuver armor, and if they're good, they're just gonna wait for me to stop boosting and then shoot me, right? And then I just have to charge my beam rifle again. Well, no, I can't because he's already in my face, so I have to resort to the sea serpent once again, and that's not reliable. Like the only time the sea serpent is reliable is after you already stunned them or a teammate is stunned. Where you see this right here, I I I didn't space it correctly and I overshot and I ended up a little bit too far away to even try to melee that MRRS the same way I did that to him earlier. So that also requires skill. Meleeing is not, and look, try to hit with the sea serpent. If that was a beam rifle, I would have stunned him, right? I tried to hit him with the sea serpent, and he beat me with his melee, like because he did a neutral, and it was slightly faster than me actually getting my sea serpent out to actually hit him. If that was a beam rifle, I would have stunned him, and it probably would have gave me a little bit of time. But no, this is what I'm saying. Is in mobile suit mode, this suit is 100% pure skill, like the Gabfili, right? But the Gabfili has the beam cannons on his shoulder for his instant stun. Even though he has to stop to fire them, these two suits are 100% pure skill. Pure skill, bro. You can't tell me any other way, bro. Like you're not gonna see these suits. I mean, you will, but it's not gonna be common to see these suits in like clan matches when you got a team that's aggressive. It's gonna be a bad play. Like they like the reason I put Gab in the top 5 is the potential of it, right? The potential of it, what it can do if you mastered it, right? If you think about, if you have this suit in a clan match and the clan is super aggressive, it's going to be harder for you to actually get a charge shot off because everything's got instant stun, right? And if they stun you out of your charge, then I mean, Hambrabi is going to have a little bit slight edge because he's got the maneuver armor. The Gabfili, he doesn't have any maneuver armor, so he'll get stunned or charged and have to rely on the cannons. But then obviously he has to stop to fire those. So it's a little bit, it's going to be harder for Gabfili, you know. But the list is kind of like an overall thing. Like, this is why, you know, the majority of people play normal, like normal pubs. So that's what my list is like based off. Not everybody plays clan. right? But in clan, the gap 3 is gonna have a little bit harder time. And if I was to do it purely based off of clan, like it would be kind of lower on the rank. You would see more of the easier suits at the top of the rank, right? But as for now, as like a whole in the entire game, Gapfully is top 5 because the majority of people don't even play ranked, right? That's like 10% of the community that play rank. You know what I mean? Clan ranked, 10% of the community. So I'm going to base my list of overall, and if I was to purely based my list off of just like quit playing rated, it honestly I would put the gap filly up a little bit higher. To be fair, maybe I would honestly I would put it higher than an asshimar. Why? Because the diversity of the suit can actually beat an asshimar out, man. Like it really can. Like the melee combos are too disgusting. Like the range is further than Ashimar's. It's got two weapons and then transformation, and it has a double stun potential in its transformation. As a general, it has the best mobile armor mode, the Gabfili. Now the Hambrabi has the best out of all of them, right? It has the best mobile armor out of all of them, just for the pure fact that you can charge a beam rifle, even though that beam rifle is the same weapon in transformation. So if you overheat it, it's overheated when you transform. So you only can rely on them beam guns, but because those beam guns stun in 2 hits, it kinda makes up for that it doesn't do that. Because it 2 shots, you can stun them. You can even 2 shot again, stun them again, and then kinda let off a couple of more shots and then leave it, don't let it overheat, then you get some constant damage there. And then probably your beam rifle's back and you shoot them with the beam rifle to get an extra 2,000 damage on them, and then try and fly out of there. Yeah, it purely relies on skill. Like there's no way that this suit is crazily good. Like just because of those weapons, they are powerful, but it doesn't make it crazy good just because of those weapons. What makes this suit crazy good is the pilot, bro. It's the pilot. Like I'm not saying that I'm mad good, but it is the pilot. Like I'm making it look that good because I took put in practice with it and actually understand how to play it. If you watch my stream, I was kind of struggling with it a little bit to get it going, but after a few hours, I started getting it, and I started really understanding where you can actually go ham with it. Because those beam guns are its best weapons in its flight mode. They are its best weapons, but you have to use them correctly to actually get this crazy amounts of damage. If you're just stunning them with those weapons, you just shooting those out, and it's gonna do a lot of damage to supports, but you want to be actually using it sparingly and actually using it as your instant stun weapon kind of thing, right? And then coming out of mobile armor modes and then applying a sea serpent on them, because you can do that. right? But it all that requires skill, and it's not a consistent thing. It's not a consistent thing. Kaplan is a little bit more consistent in his mobile suit mode. This is 100% better in its mobile armor mode. As you can see right now, I'm gonna hit him, stun him, and then go into melee, right? This is what I was using it for, so I don't have to charge my beam rifle to get him. I can use those weapons to get him. That's what I was using it for. And also to finish off targets that are low. It's really good for that. It's the same as the Zeta Gundam. The Zeta Gundam's one is really good for shooting at targets that are low. And his ones have ASL. These ones you actually have to aim. And another thing, the Sea Serpent, like, it's not an easy weapon to use. So, just because, like, you see me do crazy with it, like, don't think that you're gonna do the same thing with it, like, off the gate. Like, if you got a good enemy team, they're going to destroy you, bro. You miss any of those weapons, say goodbye to your Hambrabi. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it requires skill, man. Like, don't nerf the Hambrabi. It just requires skill, and once you're skillful, like it just becomes a monster. It becomes nasty. It's probably the best raid when you actually on point with everything. That's my opinion about it. But yeah, anyway, that's the game. In the Hammerby, those are my thoughts on the Hammerby. It's not overpowered. It's just strong in the right hands. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. God bless.